In the land of Mordor.
Hey, what is happening, gamers? This is Damron. We are playing Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. In this video, we're going to be covering all the sword side missions so that we can get the Fire of Justice achievement or trophy, as well as the legendary sword Urfael, which is to complete all 10 sword side missions in this game, the first 5 of which are in the first region of the game, Udun, and the second 5 being in the second region of the game, which is Nirn. Now keep in mind, you can do these in any order. Some of them will require you to unlock certain ability prerequisites before it unlocks to be able to play. This first one is simply for defeating 50 Uruks kind of in this pit-like arena, and the bonus objective is to get a hit streak of 100. So I'm not actually going to get that hit streak. I'm getting my ass beat here, but if you come back here, you know, later in the game and do this as opposed to earlier when you have higher abilities, you know, stronger, you can take a hit without losing your combo, you get more points towards your combo easier, it can be a little easier. So moving on to the second mission, which is Nameless Things. In this particular mission, we're going to be tasked with taking out 3 areas of ghoul nests on our way to killing a ghoul matron. So we're going to head on into this cave here, and a prerequisite to be able to do this mission is that you must have unlocked the Wraith Flash ability before this mission will be available for you. The bonus objective in this mission is very easy. You saw me do it right there. It's just the Wraith Flash. Once you get your combo up, pressing X and A at the same time, you'll Wraith Flash and create this circular explosion around you, and every ghoul that's in that area will instantly die. So that's a really easy side objective to do. You'll likely get that without even trying. Once you've taken out the 3rd of the ghoul nests, a new objective will pop in to kill a ghoul matron. The game will be introducing the ghoul matron to you, which are, you know, stronger ghoul type enemies. They are easily defeatable with executions though. Just kind of take their health down. You can use the ghouls around you to build up your combo, and once you get your combo right into that red saying you can use your combo abilities, just use your execute, finish off that ghoul matron, and we're done with the second of 10 of our sword side missions. Moving on to our 3rd sword mission, Cutting the Lines. This particular mission is going to task us with killing new recruits in the training area of the stronghold. Now, I do want to mention something about this mission and a few of the sword missions going into strongholds. These can take a lot longer if you alert the stronghold per se. So what you're going to see me do as I activate this mission, before I actually head into the area that I'm told to go, I'm actually going to stealthily kill some of the Uruks in the surrounding area. And the reason that I do that is because there's a lot of Uruks in the stronghold that aren't necessarily part of the objective. And if you alert them, they're like not really part of the side mission itself. They're kind of a normal Uruk. They'll tend to alert the rest of the stronghold. And once the quote stronghold is alerted, then enemies just keep coming, and there's tons of enemies. So I've killed the surrounding Uruks in this area. So when I come into this quote training area, the only people that know that I'm here are the people that are part of the side mission itself. That way, enemies aren't just continuously flooding in here from the stronghold being alerted. I highly recommend you do that. There are a few missions that are going to make that much easier. The bonus objective in this particular mission is to get 5 melee executions, and that's simply done with Y and B. Again, it's another combo ability. Once you get your combo into the red, you're able to use your combo abilities, and all you need to do is execute 5 of them, which you're going to see right here. The executions in this game are crazy, but that's a pretty simple one to get done. Moving on to sword mission number 4, Arise, in the southeastern portion of Udun. You're going to be in a cave, and you're going to be tasked with defending a ambush that's going to be coming at you, and you're going to have to once again kill a bunch of Uruk enemies. The bonus objective in this one is to use combat drain on the Uruks. And what that means is this mission's obviously not going to be available to you until you use an ability point to unlock the combat drain ability. Now this one is simply done by holding, you know, pressing Y and B after your combo is in that red, right? And when you do that, you're instantly going to drain an enemy, and that's going to, 1, refill your elf shot, but it's also going to kill them. A little bit later, we will also be able to brand abilities with the same same maneuver, but for now it's going to drain them. They're instantly going to die. Doing that 5 times during this fight and you will get that bonus objective easily. Again, there's 40 Uryx that you need to kill, so there's plenty of opportunity to get the 5 for the bonus objective. Moving on to sword mission number 5, the Fell Beast. This particular mission is going to task us with riding a Caragor into 3 different areas and killing some of the Uryx. And the bonus objective is going to be killing them with bite attacks. And there's going to be something important that I'll show you about the bonus objectives. It's kind of weird. But first thing, as soon as the mission starts, there will be a Caragor right below you, so you can jump on him and dominate him. And then once you do that, just pick any of the targets and we'll start heading that way. Now this is a timed mission, so you can't just go at whatever pace you want to. You do actually need to go relatively quickly. But what I want to mention to you about the biting attacks, kill 5 Uryx with the Caragor bite attacks. So there's 3 groups of enemies, okay? In the first group of 3, go ahead and bite all of them. It's easier to just knock them down with your sword, and then while they're kind of in that stun state, just press Y or triangle on PlayStation, and you're going to eat them. In these 3 groups that we're told to kill, right, the patrolling guards, there's only actually 1 enemy in each of those patrols that's required for the mission itself, and he's always going to be the shielded guy, and he's going to have 2 kind of lesser ranked Uryx with him. So I like to try to eat all of the first 3 Uryx so that in the second and third I'm not kind of pressed for time. But I'm actually going to fail the bonus objective in this particular run because I waited for my 5th kill and I used the bite attack. So for some reason, sometimes if you make your final attack the attack that's needed for the bonus objective, I guess the game ends before it thinks you've finished the actual bonus objective. So you see in the second group, I just knocked down the 1 guy that I had to kill and I bit him and I got that 4 of 5 Caragor bites, and I also took out 2 of 3 patrols. Here I'm going to do the same thing, right? So what I would recommend is if you're doing this and you want to get the bonus objectives, don't use the bite attack on the final enemy if you still need one. See, so I'm going to bite him and the mission ended. And even though I did it with a bite, it didn't give me credit for the bonus. So keep that in mind. But as I've mentioned in some of the other side mission videos, there's nothing tied to the bonus objectives other than some extra reward towards your abilities and things. So it's not a big deal if you miss that. Next up is the Red Tide, which is going to be the first mission in the second area of the game, which is Nirn. And in this mission, we are tasked with killing the Uryx guards around the dock, okay? And there's 5 areas that you need to go to. And what I mentioned in the third mission, I think, Arise, or maybe Cutting the Lines, I can't remember. But what I mentioned earlier is that when you are having these missions where you're tasked with going into a stronghold, it is much easier and much less time consuming to not necessarily alert the stronghold. So I kind of turned this mission into a hybrid of bow, dagger, and sword side mission, because if you alert this stronghold, you've got tons of Uryx coming all the time, and you're just going to be in here fighting away, and you may even fail the mission. The bonus objective is to melee execute defenders. I was kind of like, I'm not really worried about it because I don't really want to alert this entire stronghold and be in here for like 30 minutes fighting Uryx. So what you're seeing me do is actually use the bow and my stealth kills to take out these groups of Uryx without necessarily causing a big ruckus. If you do want to melee execute those defenders, those are the ones with the shields. You could technically still do what I'm doing and get those melee executions if, you know, per se, you want to thin out these groups a little bit right before you go down there, right? Like I'm right here. Okay, if you want to keep the guy with a shield alive, go ahead and do that. You could thin out, say, instead of killing him like I'm doing right here, let's say you kill, you know, 4 of the 5 guards, leave 1 and leave the shield guy, go down there, build your combo up off the non-shield guy, and then melee execute the defender. So if you're interested in doing the bonus objective, that's how I would do it. But I actually don't recommend it. It's not really worth the 50 extra points in this mission, because I found if you just kind of go in here guns blazing and with all these groups in the fishing village, it gets really annoying. But after after you take out all 5, then you're tasked with leaving, and once you kind of get out of the green zone, the mission will be a success. All right, so moving on to our 7th sword mission, Bane of Shadow. You can see we're kind of in the northeastern portion of the map. Again, we are at a stronghold. So the things I've mentioned earlier about the strongholds are kind of I'm gonna show you actually what happens in a stronghold, because the bonus objective in this one is to kill 25 Urks, and then you need to kill the 3 elite guards in order to actually complete the mission. So what I would recommend is, the bonus objective in this one is just for killing 25 enemies, but I kind of go in here and, ideally if you stay stealth, it could become easier in the sense, but I was like, when I get to the first elite enemy, I just kind of create a ruckus and go ahead and just fight until I get about 20 plus kills. That way, once I kind of finish off the elite guard and I kind of hide again, then I can kind of go into stealth mode and finish off my Uruk kills on the other elite guard. So you see, I kind of got into a big battle, and look how many red arrows there are. So that's what I was talking about with the earlier stronghold missions. Once you kind of alert a stronghold, the amount of Uruks that come and just keep coming, it can become exhausting. I mean, they just keep coming. You can never get rid of them almost. You can fight for almost ever. So what I do in this mission is I went ahead and alerted the stronghold, got up to 20 plus kills, and then I went and hid, and I, safely was no longer, quote, alerted, and then I went more of a stealth attack to finish off the last 2 elite Uruks, and that makes that mission much easier than just running in guns blazing trying to kill them all. So moving on to mission number 8, They Shall Not Pass. Again, we're up in the same stronghold actually, and we're going to be put on a bridge. There's going to be a little green circle that you cannot leave. So if you exit this green circle or get too far out of it, the mission will actually end, and you're going to have to defend this bridge for 4 minutes and not let any of the Uruk torchbearers cross the bridge. And they're going to be the ones that obviously have a torch in their hand, but if you're having trouble seeing them because it's a little bit chaotic, there's also a yellow circle. The other enemies, the normal Uruks with the red arrows, right, the alerted Uruks, they're not trying to cross the bridge. They're just trying to come and fight you. All right, so you don't have to worry about them. The only ones you have to really pay attention to are the ones with the yellow circle above their head. You cannot let them cross the bridge. The bonus objective is to throw 3 Uruks over the ledges, so you can either throw them to the left or right of the bridge that you're standing on, and as long as you're close to the edge, you will throw them off of the ledge itself. You can see that here. I just grab them with right bumper and then boom, throw them over the edge. So that's pretty easy. Do pay attention though. You see how it almost got caught here. I was like, oh crap, there's a torchbearer, but I got him right before you got across the bridge. So be careful, because if you get stuck in a scenario where you're fighting these Uruks, you may kind of lose your focus of where those torchbearers are. One of the things that I recommend is making this mission a hybrid bow sword mission for 2 reasons. One, you can take out a lot of enemies really quickly with the bow, but also entering focus time is going to slow everything down and allow you to clean up the board. So what that means is there's no elf shots immediately down here. You're not really going to have time to go up into that tower to your left to refill on elf shots. So you're going to need to use the combat drain ability that we learned earlier. And as long as you kind of combat drain people, you should be able to keep your elf shot up, and you can kind of use your arrows to shoot anybody before they even get close. And this mission should be pretty easy for you using that method. So that will be it. We'll finish that, we'll get the bonus objective, and we'll be moving on. So on to mission number 9, the Dark Rider. This is another Karagor mission, and this one can be a little bit tricky because you're going to have a Karagor right below you to mount and initiate the mission, and you only got about 3 minutes and 20 seconds to kill the 3 different groups of Uruk guards before you will fail the mission because of time. And the issue here is that there's actually a decent amount of Uruks in each of these little areas. And what I found troubling, or a little bit difficult, not that difficult, but a little bit, is that you may be biting an Uruk in order to get your Karagor's health back, and the other Uruks are going to be hitting you in the back with their swords. So what I had trouble with is actually keeping the Karagor alive, and keeping the Karagor alive is not necessarily a big problem in the sense that you would have trouble killing all these Uruks just by normal fighting. But the issue becomes you need the Karagor to move quickly between the 3 different areas in order to get this mission done fast enough. So you can see I'm, spending a lot of time here killing these guys, and I've already lost about a minute. You do want to eat people as you kind of thin it out, because as you eat them, that will give the Karagor some health back. But look, after that first area, my Karagor's only got about 1/4 of his health left. So that becomes the hard part. And actually, I will lose my Karagor in this mission. But as long as you can get, I would say, 2 of the 3 areas done with the Karagor and still have about a minute left, you should be able to run to the 3rd area and still have plenty of time to do that. Sometimes if you can get up here, the slaves will help you out. But what I noticed is that I ended up, I'm swinging my sword, I end up killing the slaves half the time. But, whatever. Just do your best. The issue that you're going to have with this mission, this is probably the most, challenging in regards to a little bit annoying of the sword missions, because of the fact that you'll probably lose the Karagor. But you're going to see that here. I lose him, but I'm able to finish off these enemies and then run to the 3rd area. You may end up having to run to the 3rd area to finish that off.
That's the ranger!
But I heard them strange sounds again.
We heard them too. Scared the shrock out of the slave. Damn! Bleed the shrock!
All right, moving on to our final sword mission, the Power of the One. This is a very easy mission. You will have to have the ability to combat brand enemies before you start this mission, but it's very easy. What you're tasked with is making 10 Uruks kill each other by branding them. And the bonus objective is to combat drain Uruks, which once you've obtained the ability to combat brand them, using the combat drain ability will not only drain them, it'll give you some of your elf shot, but it will also instantly brand them. So by doing that, the best way that I found is just hop into this area, hop into this Karagor arena right here, and there's a bunch of Uruks, and just start causing a little chaos. And as soon as your combat, combo ability is red, then just combat drain Uruks or combat drain brand the Uruks, and they're going to start helping you fight the other ones. So you're going to notice the kill counter is going to go up, as well as the bonus objective is going to go up as I'm branding them. You're also probably a little bit later into the game at this point and have unlocked the ability to use 2 combat abilities every time you get your combo into the red. So you should be able to combat brand 2 at a time. So as soon as I get red, I'm going to brand and then brand. So really I only need to get my combat counter in the red 3 times in order to get the bonus objective done. And by the time you brand that many Uruks, they'll likely have killed each other. And then once you have done that, you'll be tasked with to get this dispatch ability. This is the one that you have to have unlocked before you can do this mission. Just by pressing down on the D-pad, you'll instantly kill all of the branded Uruks that you control. So you'll see, it's happening in slow-mo, but all of our branded Uruks are, what is happening to my mind? And that's going to wrap it up for the sword missions. So the sword missions are pretty straightforward. They're not really challenging, but once you finish all of them, you'll unlock the legendary Urfael, and you'll have unlocked the achievement, the Fire of Justice. So that will be it for their sword, and we're done with all the side mission videos in this game. I hope you guys are finding them helpful, and hopefully I'll see you around.